Good morning. How's everybody doing today? It's about 6 a.m. Getting ready to finish up my shift here, my security job. And I figured I'd check in. Sometimes I sit around and something will pop into my head that I hadn't thought about in a long time. And sometimes people ask me about things that I experienced in my job when I was a police officer. What kind of things you remember, this, that, and the other. Man, I tell you, I got a million stories. But I'll tell you about a couple of things that, man, really stuck with me over the years, And I guess this is going back to the 90s. Back early 90s, back when the crack epidemic was king. And, man, in D.C., people were getting killed left and right. I mean, I was going to a shooting like every night at work, and it was real violent. You got these street crews, just battling back and forth, and life didn't mean anything to them. I mean, they kill each other, and it was just a revolving door, continuous, and I enjoyed locking them guys up, man. I mean, I enjoyed locking them up. And so me, little crew officers I worked with, we'd go out every night and, we'd hit the streets and, see what we could find. And I'm not exaggerating. This is a true story. And if you talk to guys like Chris Bell, Brian Carroll, John Devine, William Chapman, they'll tell you this, what I'm saying is true. But 1 month on a foot beat, I recovered 13 handguns just from, being alert, stopping people, this, that, and the other, all there in that corridor from Citizen Quarters in D.C. to all the way up First Street to like First and Rhode Island. And man, I couldn't tell you how many shootings I've been in my career up in those neighborhoods, but it's a lot, I don't know, 30, that's just in like those few blocks I'm talking about. But what affected me, what stuck out in my mind about all this, because like I said, this is back in the days, street crews, gangsters, people shooting each other, killing each other every night. But I was on the scene of this shooting, and there was these four young guys in this car, and one of them had got shot. One of them was shot in the head. And these guys are straight up gangsters. I mean, they're straight up gangsters. But something happened there that changed the way I looked at people from that point on. No matter how hardcore these dudes were, straight up gangsters, whatever they were into, drug selling, I don't know, robbery, who knows what. But the one friend was shot in the head in the car, bleeding out. And the three other dudes, man, they were wailing. I mean, crying, remorseful, screaming, crying out to God. I remember one guy just fell to his knees and he was saying, God, punish them, punish them. What happened was that made them human to me. I looked at them in a different way. I was like, these gangsters or whatever these guys are into, man, they're people. They got emotions, hurts and pains. And, don't get me wrong. I still did my job, and, I did things the right way. And if you did something and I had to lock you up, I locked you up. If you try to fight me, I would fight you. But that made it personal, and I started seeing people more as not just straight up gangsters carrying guns or whatever, is them guys having so much remorse and crying, tears, these tough guys crying, shedding tears, and just wailing. It had an impact on me. It's something I thought about, not just that night, but through the years, And even today, I can see their faces And I remember the anguish and the pain they were feeling. And so, that's just something I remember. And, you deal with all kinds of things. And another thing that I recall, and it's completely different, and it's something that I know that, nobody should really have to do and deal with, but it is what it is, when you do that kind of job. But I got a call to go to this house. I didn't really know what was going on. I get there, the family is just screaming and commotion. It's a big commotion. And I find out there's an infant that's in the baby bed. And this house, the baby bed, they didn't really have a mattress in it. They had some blankets in, and the baby was dead. It was an infant. I knew it was dead. Now, I'm not a doctor, but I knew it was dead. And I immediately called for assistance. But in the meanwhile, the family's all there. They're expecting me to help. Man, did what I had to do, man. I gave that baby CPR, was trying to breathe life into it, knowing that baby was dead. That was a hard thing to do. But I did what I had to do. And I don't know, I was trying to give those people hope or whatever. And then something that I shouldn't have had to do, because as much shootings and stuff I did or handled when I was a DC police, I didn't have to do a lot of death notifications, because homicide detectives would do that. But on this instance, the father showed up, and he looked me in the eyes and he wanted to know. And I told him. That was a hard thing to do. And, now, of course, you guys know I'm going to be a Knoxville City Police Department chaplain. And I've learned that they use the chaplains for death notifications there. It's kind of a common thing. And so, that's something that I'm not looking forward to, but it's something that I believe that God has prepared me to be able to do, and show compassion and be professional, all at the same time. So, those are just two things that popped into my head tonight that I thought that I would share with you. And, like I said, I got a million stories, but those are two that just popped out in my head tonight. I figured I would share with you. And that's it. I'll share more, as I think about things, and I'll also let you guys know how the chaplain thing goes. All right. So my shift is almost over, and I don't know how long I'm going to keep this job here, but I like it, but I got other interests and things I want to focus on. So we'll see. All right. You guys stay safe, and I'll holler at you soon. See you.